Now on CoastTV News.
Solar panel problem. A project that was already given the green light has its conditional use permit expire. We'll tell you what happens next.
Burned out and busted. A car fire in Seaford leaves this station wagon charred and the home nearby toasted.
A deadly hit and run right here on Harbison Road. Police with the newest details.
Fishing funding, the critical projects you can share your opinion about.
And that frosty feeling in the air is in the air for the rest of the night. In fact, we have a newly issued frost advisory I need to update you on, so be sure you stick around.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Have you seen these cars? Police need your help tracking down the vehicles from a deadly hit and run. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our News at 11. We begin tonight with more details on a deadly accident in Harbison.
New tonight, police have released photos of two different vehicles that they believe both hit a man last week, one after the other, eventually leading to his death.
Police are now asking for the public's help. Meanwhile, Coast TV's Charles Reinert shows us why people say they stay alert when driving on Route 5.
These cars are thought to be linked to a deadly hit and run.
Really not shocked.
Police say 28-year-old Matthew Rosas was hit in the northbound lane on Harbison Road early Friday morning. Then shortly after, Rosas was hit again by another car heading northbound at, quote, high speed. Lynn Martin says it's a scary thing to hear about.
I think, we're looking at a time when Harbison Road has changed from when those of us that have lived there for a long time.
Harbison Road is no stranger to busy roads and heavy traffic. And with this unsettling hit and run, people are just hoping for the best when driving down Route 5.
We're in an area that's steadily growing. Sussex County is a growing area. And as it grows, there's just going to have to be a lot more patience, a lot more caution, and just a lot more, give and take or courtesy.
Now, this is an ongoing investigation, and police are asking anyone with information to come forward. I'm Charles Reinert in Harbison, Coast TV News.
New at 11, the public comment period. It's now open for a solar panel farm that would go towards the outskirts of Georgetown. Town Council had a public hearing tonight. The land we're talking about is right off of Murray's Lane. It's about 90 acres of land that is earmarked for the massive solar farm. Shell Brothers already got a conditional approval to build it, but the town says the developer's conditional use has expired. Back in 2022, the Georgetown Cheer Center spoke out against this solar farm, saying the plan unfairly encroached onto their land. According to town minutes, town council did previously approve the plans, provided that the developer does not build on Cheer property.
Taking a live look outside into Seaford as we transition to the weather forecast this evening. You see some cars on the road down below. Let's check in with First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams, who joins us now with a look at our weather. There's a chill in the air, Paul.
Definitely a frosty feel, shall we say, because there's officially a frost advisory in our neck of the woods now. Our great Gateway Subaru camera indicating we're already going to fall into the mid-40s by tonight under mostly clear skies. Small craft advisory has been issued. It's a bit breezy along the coast, but here's the new advisory that's just been issued for Sussex County. A frost advisory now is going to stay in effect until 9 o'clock in the morning for areas like Millsboro, Gumboro, Seaford, Bridgeville, Georgetown, all the way down towards Delmar, and really just about all of the Delmarva Peninsula. So we're going to start off in the 30s for tomorrow morning just before the sun comes up, and then we're going to stay on the cool side of things, although we will stay clear for tomorrow. We'll talk more about that in your full forecast and the next round of rain on the way. But until then, back to you, Charlie.
All new tonight, President Biden is expected to announce significant new aid packages for Ukraine when he signs the supplemental defense spending bill. That's according to two U.S. office officials familiar with the planning, and the package could be worth more than $1 billion to help meet Ukraine's urgent battlefield and air defense needs. The assistance is expected to include more equipment that the U.S. has already provided, including ammunition, rocket launchers, infantry fighting vehicles, and other military equipment. The Senate is expected to pass the national security supplemental legislation within the next few days and then send it to President Biden's desk for his signature.
New tonight, a man has been arrested after a shooting in Blades. Delaware State Police says gunshots were reported at a house on East 5th Street just before 8:30 Sunday morning. Troopers say when they arrived, a black car was speeding away, but 25-year-old Harold Dixon of Blades was arrested not too long after. The agency says Dixon and a woman had been arguing before he fired multiple shots into the ground outside the house. A child was home at the time. No injuries were reported. Dixon was committed to Sussex Correctional Institution on a $107,000 cash bond.
There was a car fire in Seaford today at the Mobile Gardens Manufactured Homes community. Both the Seaford Volunteer Fire Department and the Blades Volunteer Fire Department were on hand to grapple with a vehicle that extended over with a vehicle fire that extended over to a nearby home. We don't have a lot of the details on this one just yet, but you can see the damage done to the station wagon there, which at least appears to be a total loss. We will keep you updated as more information is released.
Traffic is now moving between Plantation Road and Beaver Dam Road, and you can also turn into Henlopen Landing from this new partially opened roundabout. 3 out of the 4 exits are open. You just still can't get out to Route 9 from here yet. The roundabout connection is part of DelDOT's Plantation Road project that started in February 2023. It's part of the long-term improvements to the 5 Points intersection. Even though it isn't completely open yet, the new intersection is already giving drivers hope about summer traffic.
I think it's going to be a good thing that it's open because, like, with traffic and everything, it's just been building up recently. So especially with summertime, traffic just gets worse and worse. So I think it'll be really beneficial.
By May, DelDOT says you'll be able to get out onto Route 9 and over to the 5 Points intersection once the rest of the roundabout opens to traffic.
You have an opinion about the roundabout? Well, now's the time. It brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, how do you think the new roundabout at 5 Points is working so far?
Let's look at the updated results from earlier this evening. It looks like 56%, the majority here, say they haven't used it yet. I used it myself for the first time today when I was there earlier for our 5 and 6 o'clock newscasts.
And I haven't actually gotten through it yet. I'm sure I will, probably also once it gets fully hooked up. I think a lot of people will be going through there. If you haven't voted yet, you still can at CoastTV.com or use our mobile app.
I'm Madeline Overturf, and here's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. Cambridge is looking for its new city manager. Resumes and references are due May 28th. The city says this person supervises and coordinates all city departments, will restart the controversial Cambridge Harbor waterfront development, and help improve Cambridge as a whole. Delaware fishermen have a chance to say what they think the state should spend money on, specifically when it comes to fishing access projects. Think piers. The Recreational Fishing Funding Council meets Wednesday at 7. Expect some traffic snarls in Salisbury. Railroad paving is taking place Monday through Wednesday at 2 railroad crossings, Marvel Road and Elizabeth Street. That's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. I'm Madeline Overturf.
We have some sad news to report tonight. Mary Louise Janosic passed away this week at the age of 92. Janosic was one of the founders of Johnny Janosic World of Furniture, along with her husband. A Facebook post from son-in-law Barry Morrison acts as an obituary with a final farewell, quote, "As we say goodbye to Mary, we also celebrate her remarkable journey through life and the countless ways she touched our hearts," unquote. We have the full response from the family online.
The State Board of Education is searching for a student representative, and applications are now open. Eligible students must be in 11th or 12th grade and live in Delaware. The deadline to apply is May 6th. According to Governor Carney's office, the student representative will serve as a non-voting member and offer student perspectives on educational policies. Board meetings are held monthly and rotate across all 3 counties.
The National Aquarium says it's increased its conservation efforts, especially on the Eastern Shore, as it opens a new facility in Ocean City and hosts major environmental events. The aquarium says it expanded its rescue operations, admitting 79 animals and rehabilitating 35, including 34 sea turtles and 1 seal. The aquarium opened the Stranding Response Center in Ocean City to improve emergency responses to marine animals. It co-hosted the 2023 Greater Atlantic Regional Stranding Conference, uniting conservation experts. The aquarium says it's the first cleanup event removed over 68,000 pieces of plastic from Maryland waterways.
Tensions are escalating at New York City's Columbia University, with pro-Palestinian protesters camping out for a sixth day.
Charges of anti-Semitism on the campus pushed the school's president to testify before Congress last week, with some calls for his resignation getting louder as Jewish students at the university say they don't feel safe.
As Melissa Rainey reports, this is all coming as the Jewish holiday of Passover begins.
A university and all universities have an obligation to maintain the safety and security of their students from all backgrounds.
Democratic U.S. House members spoke out Monday against protests happening at Columbia University. As pro-Palestinian protesters camp out on the campus for a sixth day, the House members, all Jewish, said the level of hate and anti-Semitism at the campus is, quote, unacceptable for a university.
I hope that we can figure out the difference between free speech and unacceptable anti-Semitism.
The billionaire owner of the NFL's New England Patriots, a Columbia alum and donor, has said he's no longer confident in the university's ability to protect its students.
I just can't believe in New York City at Columbia University, Jewish students are afraid to go to classes.
And at least one protester says it's not just the Jewish students who are being harassed.
I'm Jewish, but there has not been a lot of focus on, Palestinian students who have been, feeling anti-Islamic sentiments.
University faculty staged a walkout Monday in solidarity with student protesters who were arrested and suspended last week. In a statement, University President Manu Shafiq said, quote, I am deeply saddened by what is happening on our campus. These tensions have been exploited and amplified by individuals who are not affiliated with Columbia, who have come to campus to pursue their own agendas. President Joe Biden condemned all hate on both sides Monday.
I condemn the anti-Semitic protests. I also condemn those who don't understand what's going on with the Palestinians.
I'm Melissa Rainey reporting.
We have a lot more to get into this evening.
Still to come, Express is closing its doors and shutting down shops after a bankruptcy announcement. We'll tell you if the one in Rehoboth Beach is on the chopping block.
Also tonight, seasonal officers Ocean City will see one program sunset this year. We'll tell you how they plan to replace it to keep you safe.
And a cutting cold front is about to make another morning have a very frosty start, similar to what we started off this morning. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Toyota is going all wheels in with fantastic deals on thousands of in-stock Toyotas ready for delivery. So visit your local dealer today for a great selection of front, four, and all-wheel drive vehicles. Right now, get low 4.75% APR on a sporty Camry or stylish Corolla. Get fantastic deals when you go all wheels in on your new Toyota. Let's go places.
For 30 years, I've been fighting for Maryland.
The man with the guts to stand up to Biden, Robin Ficker.
Biden's let 7.2 million illegals into our country. That's more than all of Maryland. I'll stand with President Trump to secure the border, declare war on the cartels, and ban welfare for illegals.
Veteran, conservative fighter, Robin Ficker for Senate.
I'm Robin Ficker, and I approve this message.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Well, now that chill you feel in the air, that's a real thing. Now, appropriately backed up by an official advisory that goes right along with it. I'll pass it along to you in just a few moments. Our Hershey's exterior camera in Ocean City, we're holding at 50 degrees. Now, the wind's out of the south for now, so it's a friendly wind at this moment. Won't necessarily stay that way. Mainly staying clear as we fall into the mid-40s for tonight under mostly clear skies. Now, 20 degrees ago, we warmed to about 62 degrees for the high in Georgetown, 61 the high, Salisbury, and 58 degrees in Ocean City. But here's the latest. Frost advisory now issued for Sussex County and really all of Delmarva, staying in effect until 9 o'clock for Tuesday morning. Now, in addition to that, we also have concerns for winds, particularly at Dewey Beach, Ocean View, Fenwick Island, in those areas, bracing for 25-mile-per-hour winds. But overall, we were in this general vicinity of cold air. Kind of thought we would be included here eventually, but couldn't officially say it until the National Weather Service said it officially. But we have stacks of high pressure and stagnant air and cool air coming in out of the north, so we don't have much in the way of mixing that's happening right now, so we expect it to become cool and to stay that way. Here are the temps. 50 in Indian River Inlet and Rehoboth Beach, 49 Bethany Beach, but a chilly 39 right now in Ocean Pines. A couple of degrees cooler than we were just 24 hours ago. So, our evening checklist, because it's going to be chilly, we need the long sleeves, and I wouldn't shake my head at a hat or two, and a warm beverage, of course, is needed. But now, as you take a look at our expectation for Wednesday, that's when we're looking for the next round of real wet weather to show up. But let's say you've got to do a little retail therapy, and I understand, I don't judge. I'm just letting you know the forecast. We're looking for it to stay pretty clear and cooperative with the winds out of the south for Tuesday. Now, what you'll be doing is sneezing and wheezing a little bit more because the trees are at extreme levels and cut grass, that's at a high level. Taking a look at our expectations for Tuesday morning, we start off at 37. That's chilly, but we will bounce back to 60. But Wednesday, we start off with a bit of rain, particularly at 7 o'clock in the morning. That's looking pretty universal by everybody, And then it pushes on through with some spotty showers possibly by the afternoon. Once again, a little bit farther north we go, Georgetown, Milton, Milford. So we start off with the rain at 5:30 and 7 up to about 9 o'clock in the morning. Then it clears out, and then another batch by about 3 o'clock will pop through Milton briefly. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling extended forecast. Yeah, we're calling for rain on Wednesday. Not a yellow alert day or red alert day, but definitely a wet day for sure.
Thank you, Paul. The Ocean City Seasonal Police Program starts this weekend, and this summer the department will only welcome 26 new seasonal officers who do things like patrol the boardwalk and assist full-time officers. The agency is looking for solutions to make sure there will be enough officers for future summers. Its plan is to add 10 new full-time officers for the summer of 2025, so now they have to start finding candidates.
We're not seeing the applicant numbers that we used to see when it was really competitive. We used to have wait lists of 100 and plus some seasonals that wanted to do our job. Right now, the world of law enforcement is extremely competitive because not a lot of people want to do the job anymore.
The Ocean City Police Department hopes that with the potential increase in salaries, that it will incentivize people to start applying to the full-time positions.
If you've ever run afoul of the law and now it's putting up some roadblocks in your life, there's an opportunity you're going to want to pay attention to later this month. The Second Chance Record Clearing Clinic and Employment Fair. It's going to be held at Delaware State University April 29th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. At this event, you can get help that you need to get some records expunged or pardoned, and they'll even have some prospective employers on hand if you're in the market for a job. Coming up next, bad beef, what you need to check your fridge for so you don't end up getting sick.
There are too many areas in Maryland elected officials seem to have a hard time finding. Not David Trone. His family came from Cambridge, right by the Choptank River that he used to fish in as a boy. If you're going to stand up for people who too often feel ignored and left out, you have to show up. David has. From Eastern Shore to Mountain Maryland and back, every Marylander deserves a voice, and David intends to carry yours all the way to the U.S. Senate.
I'm David Trone, and I approve this message.
Welcome to First State Chevrolet, your local hometown Chevrolet dealer.
Get 5.9 for 72 months and $52.50 off this 2024 Chevy Silverado.
5.9% for 72 months on 2024 Chevrolet Trailblazers.
If you have a car or truck you're not using or thinking about trading, now is the time.
Sales, parts, service, body shop, and towing. All at one convenient location just 1 mile north of DMV.
We're First State Chevrolet in Georgetown, where we put you, the customer, first. Together, let's drive.
Show your home some springtime love during Johnny Janosik's Spring Home Sale. Refresh your home with Delaware's guaranteed lowest prices. Plus, instant discounts up to $1,000 and save even more with special financing. Shop our huge selection of all the top brands and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Find quality, selection, and value and make your home bloom with beauty. Don't miss the spring home sale. Going on now, only at Johnny Janosic.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation where we bring the showroom to you.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
In health news, the U.S. Department of Agriculture is asking consumers to check their refrigerators and freezers for tainted meat. The department's Food Safety and Inspection Service says ground beef products from Greater Omaha Packing Company tested positive for E. coli. The items in question were produced last month and have a use or freeze by date of April 22nd. No recall is needed because the ground beef had already been pulled from circulation, but anyone with these products should return them where they bought them. So far, there's been no reports of related illnesses.
Moving into business news, the fashion retailer Express Inc. is filed for bankruptcy and plans to close more than 100 locations. The company operates Express Factory Outlets, Bonobos, and Up West. Express has struggled to gain traction with consumers in recent years. Business observers say it hasn't adapted to the rise of casual wear and decline of formal and smart casual fashions. It's worth noting that the company does currently operate an Express Factory Outlet on Delmarva in the Tanger Outlets in Rehoboth Beach. In today's bankruptcy filings, though, that store was not, and I repeat, was not listed as one of the stores scheduled to close. Coming up in sports, the Phillies searching for their 7th straight win while visiting Cincinnati, and a first baseman rises to the occasion while Bryce Harper was out.
And Slaughter Beach cleanup, just one of the local spots embracing Earth Day as people combed the coast to clear the beach.
And if you've come to the beach to enjoy a nice, wonderful beach-like game or round of golf, well, the bottom line is this. As you're putting your way through the night, sleeping nicely, realize it's going to be pretty good condition. Now, I'm excluding the cold in the morning, but you're not worried about that, are you? I didn't think so. Temperatures will be in the 60s. The winds only about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So it should be good golfing weather, just real chilly if your tee time is at sunrise.
Washington, D.C. is a mess.
There's no common ground. The left, the right, they're just shouting all the time, and no one's listening.
What a mess.
But now who is going to clean it up?
Republicans and Democrats are arguing all the time, and nothing gets done.
And it shouldn't be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. Enough is enough. And it's why I'm running for the U.S. Senate, to be a voice of common sense. I'm Larry Hogan. I approve this message because it's time we stop the partisan BS and get stuff done.
Hey Delmarva, this is MJ Laughlin with IG Burton Chevrolet in Milford, Seaford, Lewis, and Berlin. Drive off in a brand new Silverado with a whopping $12,000 in savings or enjoy finance rates as low as 0.9%. Prefer an Equinox? Get $5,750 in savings or enjoy 1.9% APR financing with no payments for 90 days. Details at igburton.com or stop by any IG Burton Chevrolet location in Milford, Seaford, Lewis, or Berlin. Nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
It's that time of year again where homeowners are power washing, staining, and replacing boards on their deck.
No one has time for that. With Paul Davis, our AZEK decks are cracked, fade, and insect resistant with a lifetime warranty.
Paul Davis makes it easy by bringing the showroom to you and giving you an estimate that same day. Paul Davis decks are beautiful.
Save Big 3 Ways is now extended. Get last year's pricing, pay nothing until 2025, and get a 10x10 outdoor gazebo free with your new deck through April 30th.
Call Paul Davis today for a free estimate.
Discover why Gateway Subaru is Delmarva's destination dealership, earning our customers' trust and exceeding expectations. No matter where you live, experience the Gateway difference with our no-pressure sales approach and fair, honest pricing. Plus, Gateway has more in-stock Subaru inventory to choose from that other dealers have combined. Need service fast? Our quick service lane is always ready. No appointment needed. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
It's Earth Day, and in an effort to be part of the solution, people took to the sand today in Slaughter Beach to help clean things up. The event was hosted by the DuPont Nature Center. People sifted through marine debris to find all kinds of trash and other interesting finds. DuPont Nature Center staff even took time to educate people on some of the interesting marine life found walking the beach. Those on hand told CoastTV that Earth Day seemed like the perfect day to help give back to the community.
I've always wanted to save the earth and followed the DNREC notices and saw they were scheduled and thought I'd try to pitch in today.
DNREC is hosting beach cleanups throughout the year for people that can help keep our beaches clean and our oceans healthy.
Storms are becoming more severe across the country, and those wild weather patterns, now so widespread, means higher costs for home insurance. On this Earth Day, Jen Sullivan looks at how much it's costing homeowners.
Hurricanes, flash floods, tornadoes, and wildfires. Weather patterns are drastically changing across the country. Last year, there were 28 weather and climate disasters reported, with each topping $1 billion in losses, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. And it's costing consumers, especially in high-risk areas, with skyrocketing home insurance costs.
And the trends go to the extremes. All the financial modeling that the insurance companies base their rates on is disrupted.
Travis Hodges is an insurance broker at Hub International. He says costs have gone up by as much as 25% in some cases, and it's in every state. According to the insurance tracker Bankrate.com, the average annual rate for a home worth $300,000 is $2,151. But in some areas of Florida, like Fort Lauderdale, you could be paying more than $10,000 a year. And most insurance policies don't cover flood insurance. That's a separate policy. So what's causing these high increases?
All of the house values have gone up. All the labor costs have gone up. All the materials have gone up.
And all of that means it costs more to repair any damages and rebuild to new building codes. Hodges says there are things homeowners can do to help lower their annual costs. Like raising your deductible by as much as $500 can actually lower your premium bill by as much as 15 to 20%. Bundle your insurance and shop around to compare different rates. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
In MLB action, the Phillies starting a 4-game series at Cincinnati and eyeing their 7th straight win. In the second, Bryson Stott sails a sacrifice fly to right. Alec Boehm on third, tagging up, and he slides in under the tag, safe at the plate. 1-0 Phils. To the 5th inning, JT Realmuto grounds it hard, fair, and it rolls into left field. Kyle Schwarber scores. The Phillies take a 4-0 lead. And on the mound, Ranger Suarez recording 25 straight scoreless innings, the longest streak by a Philly starter since Cliff Lee in 2011. In the 9th, Cody Clemens called up from AAA Lehigh Valley today, while Bryce Harper's on paternity leave crushes a 3-run homer to right. The Phils top the Reds 7-0. To softball on Delmarva, Mardella defeated Parkside 10-0 in 5 innings to improve to 15-0 on the season. Ava Twilley allowed 1 hit while throwing 13 strikeouts. 4 Warriors had an RBI each, and Delaney Leonard scored 3 runs of her own. To the Henlopen Conference, first baseman for Sussex Central Baseball, Joaquin Rodriguez Costa, has committed to the University of Delaware. The junior has helped lead the Golden Knights to an undefeated 10-0 record so far this season. Sussex Central is currently ranked as the 2nd best baseball team in Delaware, according to PrepBaseballReport.com. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night.
In Paris, athletes will be eating mostly French food with a focus on local and organic fresh produce and a much smaller share of meat than at previous Olympics. During the 2 weeks of the Games, produce suppliers will send 13 tons of potatoes to Paris. Under the Paris 2024 food vision, a quarter of the food supplied to athletes must be produced less than 150 miles from the place of competition to reduce carbon emissions from transporting fresh produce. Still ahead, 3 years later, the annual benefit concert and family-friendly event that returns this week, how it's raising money for first responders in memory of a fallen hero.
Download the free CoastTV First Alert weather app today.
For 30 years, I've been fighting for Maryland.
The man with the guts to stand up to Biden, Robin Ficker.
Biden's let 7.2 million illegals into our country. That's more than all of Maryland. I'll stand with President Trump to secure the border, declare war on the cartels, and ban welfare for illegals.
Veteran, conservative fighter, Robin Ficker for Senate.
I'm Robin Ficker, and I approve this message.
Join us for the Jeep Celebration event at Preston Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Millsboro. This month, lease a 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee El Laredo 4x4 for just $499 a month. Shop the deals online at MillsboroCDJR.com. Order online and we'll deliver to you. With every new purchase, you'll get our Preston for Life lifetime engine guarantee. Don't miss the Jeep Celebration event at Preston Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. And remember, cars cost less with Preston.
Our soldiers are heroes who protect our country. But when they come home, it's up to us to help our heroes. Now, during FH Fur's Spring Into Giving campaign, for every $29 cooling system tune-up we perform, we'll donate that amount directly to Wounded Warrior Project. FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical. Call 877-CALL-FUR or visit FHFur.com to schedule your $29 cooling system tune-up. And use hashtag SpringIntoGiving to share how you're giving back.
When I decided to have my kitchen done, I knew I wanted it done professionally, and that's when I contacted Ellen. She took me to the Delmarva Design Center.
From the moment I bring a customer into Delmarva Design Center, the ideas start to flow. First thing we do is take a stroll around the showroom so we can look at all the different vignettes to get ideas of what they like and see what they react to.
For each of the different aspects that I wanted to change in my kitchen, there were experts here, and everyone was so helpful. They listened to what I had to say, and they had great ideas that helped me put together exactly what I wanted for my kitchen.
My goal is to have the customer enjoy their space as quickly as possible, and Delmarva Design Center helps me do that.
My kitchen is one of my favorite places now. It's something that I use every single day of my life. I'm elated with my experience at the Delmarva Design Center.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Grand benefit concert is coming to Del Mar this Friday for He Cook Fest 2024. The Amish Outlaws and Dust and Showers Band will perform at the Amphitheater by Kylan Barn. You can also expect local vendors, kids activities, the Funny Farm Petting Zoo, and more. This event is held at the end of April each year in honor of Corporal Keith Hecook, who was beaten to death in the line of duty this week 3 years ago. The community event runs from 5 to 9:30 p.m. While admission is free, donations and money raised will go to nonprofits Operation We Care and Behind the Line.
Our Spicer Brothers camera in Salisbury showing us we're going to drop down to about 39 degrees by 3 o'clock under mostly clear skies. Umbrella giveaway winner, well, actually, it's Vicky Evick of Harbison. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Ocean City sponsoring our latest UV index reading. We're expecting a level of 8 for the next 4 days in a row. So that's on a very high scale, although on the lower side of it. Be mindful of that. You're going to need to have protection. Now, as you take a look, remember, we have now a newly issued frost advisory for all of Delmarva, along with the somewhat vibrant winds that we're expecting. And you can keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line at 443-880-9100. Sponsored by Baird, Mandalas, Brockstedt, and Federico. Here's a look at your exclusive Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling 10-day forecast.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, more of our local weather, download the Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.